welcome. So we're going to start first by just talking about generally what the timeline plans slash for beta releases, and then we'll go on to answering more individualized questions. Like I was saying earlier, for people who were not aware, we had a little bit of a closed test today, more of an alpha rather than a beta, where we had a few ranked members online testing some mining and other mechanics. We've spoken to the devs, and the devs, as of now, do not want to give a date for beta. However, as quoted, is my mic bad? Sorry, is my mic sitting? Um, oh, sorry about that. You're gonna have to live with it. Um, is as of now they don't want to give a date because they're not really sure yet. However, we were able to have players on, do mining, and use a lot of other core mechanics of the game. But he keeps spamming request to speak. I'm going to prohibit you to ever speak. There's no time to speak right now. It'll just be us speaking, and then we'll have you guys on for questions. Okay. So as of now, we don't want to give a date. However, we will be giving a date very soon. And over the course, even until that date, we will still be having people on less frequently. From what I can believe, if Olek who's here, I'm not sure if he has the authority to say though. It's soon. It's very soon.
Hello.
Yeah, Olek, if you want to speak a little bit on what it's going to look like for what we need to go from now to being able to do a open beta. Oh, and
Well, basically, we've just encountered a lot of issues, internal issues with whilst testing, because some plugins were interfering with other plugins and stuff, and players have seen it who tested it. They know what I'm talking about. So we need to make sure that there are no game-breaking moments in the game, so it can be given to actual players who can play. Because for example, if we open a beta and some guy just buys beta, it will abuse the bugs, it still wouldn't be nice even though it's a beta. So we need to do a lot of closed alpha testing where we just mess around things like we just did today to find small bugs and game breaking stuff. So we are not giving exactly a date because we don't know how much time it would take to fix those issues and which issues we will encounter in the future. So it's better to not give false expectations to you and not lie, not being called liars like we got called for delaying the server. So we just preserve the right to not say the date, so we don't break your expectations.
However, either way, with the date announced or not announced, well, it's definitely fixing my it's probably worse than mine. Or the pirate who's reading those, like, not the matter. With that or without that piece of information, it is soon, it is on the horizon. And like I just said, and like we've been saying, people who do have ranks, we will be having you on occasionally for when we do these alphas. It'll be for hour here, hour there, hour, etc. That's the main thing that needs to be addressed. That's the question that was obviously asked the most because everyone does want to know, and it's very important. Um, Besides that, I guess we'll just continue on to going through some of the questions that were asked, talking a little bit about some plans, and then we'll have some of you guys come up here and ask questions too. Um, so I guess I'll just start going through the questions that people asked. So let's do this. Um, okay, so how the mines work is we're not following exactly how cosmic prisons work. We have a different setup. We have what is it? It's coal, copper, iron, lapis, redstone, gold, diamond, emerald, blackstone. Did I get that right? I think I got that right. Blackstone, yeah. So the level requirements for each mine is a little bit different. All the mines as of now are currently completed. Everything is done. The core mechanics of the game are ready to go, which is why, in fact, we were having some people on today. It's just the small in-between things. We have the foundations there. It's just there are some bugs. We're having some issues with. We were having some issues. They have been fixed with player data not being stored, which is why we've been waiting to have players on. Because one of the main things was if you accidentally disconnect or log off, all your player data got reset, which was a huge issue. But we fixed that. So we just wanted to do these things to fix the game. But no, we had some people on, and we will be having more people on. But let me just continue next to the questions. So as of map 1, and I think we will be publishing a spreadsheet with all the enchants and what all the enchants do. I don't think we'll be publishing stats, but we will be using all of the enchants that are currently listed that are not executive not godly, and not energy on the Cosmic Prisms wiki. Any enchant that is there currently, with the exception, as of map 1, there will not be any mining or PvE enchants, because we do not have PvE in map 1, and we decided not to have mining enchants for now. We will be in the future. Every other PvP enchant and mining enchant is in the game and is fair game, and we will be putting up a sheet with the list of those eventually. They all did the exact same stuff, with the only difference being maybe we rebalanced them a little bit, but every enchant will play exactly the same as they did in prior patches. And to add on to that, as of now, and as of the current version, we have no plan to release things like swords with weakness 6. However, that might change in the future depending on what you guys want and what we get from your feedback. Let's continue here. Again, adding on, yeah. So, we're currently, I'm gonna name classy. Asked a very important question, which is something that we're probably gonna poll for. Is what should the timing be per level? So as of now, of map 1, there is going to be the max level is 103. So we have 3 procedures. I did not personally play Juno, so I cannot tell you what the mining time comparison to it is. But the goal is that it should be slower than Cosmic Prisons in the last version of Cosmic Prisons. It'll be a little bit slower. However, it will still be decently fast. Because the goal is for you to the higher procedure is going to be hard. But to get to 100 to play the main mechanics, to get all the armor sets, etc., should be pretty easy. We're not sure exactly what the goal is right now, and because we don't really have a time in mind. That's saying that when we do a beta test, that's something will be very, very. That'll be one of the goals of the beta test. Is trying to determine how long should it be to get to these levels. It is a little bit slower, but that's a little bit of the kind of the goals that we need to do from these testing. It's like, is XP a little bit too strong? Is XP a little bit weaker? Well, the test we had today helped us show that there are a few bugs with that, and also that XP, is a little fast. But we still have to fix some stuff. We still have to play with some stuff, so we're not really sure. But it's something we'll get to. Now, if anyone wants to raise their hand and ask questions here, we can just go through those now. Let's bring on Hydro.
What's the plan for like PvE? Is there like a timeline for that coming out?
Yeah, so here's the current timeline for PvE. So PvE is something that, well, the entire PvE and skill tree, from a hypothetical standpoint, is entirely completed. Like we have all the numbers done. I've sat down for a very long time to get them done. Development on them has not started though. That is something that is going to be started once the release of Map 1 begins. Okay. So we're gonna have to see about that, but it should be a Map 2 thing. If Liam wants to add on it, but if not, not important. PvE, Bandits, etc. are a Map 2 thing and not any capacity Map 1, but they are the to-do list and they have been fleshed out. And yeah. Anything else asked about that?
Is there going to be like risks and stuff?
We do plan to do duels and risk. Yes. Again, not a Map 1.
I believe PvE stuff should start coming in from most likely Map 2, and if not Map 2, it should be Map 3.
There you go.
It just depends how much we can get done in between Map 1 and the start of Map 2. Simply because Map 1 is quite a short map, so we haven't got a lot of time, in a sense, to get things developed. So Map 2 might be a bit of a, we're fixing things, here's a few little extra features, and Map 3 is going to be the one where it's a lot of the big features that are now coming in.
How long are the maps going to be? Is that known?
It's already published. It's already published.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, but it's map 1 is going to be about a month. And then the generic map will be anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. And then what
Not
about, like,
pending.
is there going to be a good anti-cheat?
That's actually a question that's been asked on. We have an anti-cheat. We started to listen to
We
that.
have an
and
entity,
yeah,
but we cannot we cannot tell what it is and
Yeah, obviously.
the technology we are using. That's it. We can say
However-
we have an anti-cheat. We will improve it if something goes wrong.
So, like,
That's-
people
yeah,
like
we've begun-
Pro
we've
are
begun-
gonna be screwed?
Yeah, we've begun testing on the anti-cheat to make sure it's good. We can't really talk more about that, but it does exist, and yeah. Oh, great, I'm gonna kick you down now.
Okay.
Right, how do I do this? It's I moved audience. Great. Okay, who is the next person who wanted to speak? Daddy Noob, I believe. Yes, it is. There you go. Oh, did he put his hand down?
My bad.
Oh,
I was listening
there you
to
go.
the voice chat. Can you hear me?
Yes, but
Your mic's a little bit.
Oh, how about now? Is that better?
good.
Yeah, better.
I was just, I haven't really been following. I've just been waiting for release. Obviously, you're not releasing that info, but I do have one question. Because this server is based on Cosmic, whatever, is it gonna be a place to go for EXE enchants? Like
EXE?
the portal from
Exodus?
before, like Time Warp and shit like that. Yeah. Oh. I got you. Like, just make a new one and call them different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it changed the whole fucking game, dude. But I loved it. Yeah. You're mixing
We
everything
want
that was
to-
good about it. I understand.
We want to keep that old style grind that I used to have. The newer maps of Cosmic just got rid of that entirely. You know, you think you could join
Right.
Prison Break, just get to level 60 in like 10 minutes. It was not fun
Literally.
whatsoever. There wasn't that grind. There wasn't that market there anymore for the players. So the idea is obviously we want to have these new features that are pretty good, but we still want to have the old style where you had to grind for things. You had to trade between players. You have to actually interact with other people to get to where you want to be.
I got you. Another question,
Basic.
if I might.
Yep, go ahead.
With
Yeah,
the whole...
Liam wanted to say that so you can touch grass with players.
Yeah. With the whole fucking energy thing, is it gonna be the same? Is it still gonna be fucking energy to level literally everything up?
Yeah,
Your
it just got
armor, your
rebranded.
boots, your-
It just got rebranded to Dark Matter. It's just a rebrand.
Yeah, so the idea is obviously money's going to be a big part. So, for example, the auction house, buying things and stuff like that. Dark Matter is also going to play a big part as well, in terms of like things to do with cells, which I'm going to be showcasing shortly.
God, I hope you guys are doing old cells.
Well, it's kind of old cells and kind of not. We've taken a whole different style to how cells work, and you'll see that in the upcoming sneak peeks with raiding upon the beta release as well. We've taken a different style with it, but Dark Matter is going to have a lot more use now in game rather than just for enchanting or enchants. So there's a lot more gameplay there. There's going to be a lot more trading. Dark Matter is going to be a lot more costly in game as well. So people can't just sit there with $1 billion in their inventory.
Right.
It's going to have a big impact on gameplay. But the whole idea behind it is if you introduce any more currencies, it sort of splits what you've got. We try and keep it to as few currencies as possible, and it means that there's a bigger market for those currencies. So that's why we've taken the route of Dark Matter for a lot of things, money for other things. We haven't really introduced anything else.
I got you. Slot tickets, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm done here. You can pull me
Okay.
out.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
Let's bring up the next person. There you go. Hello, Landini. You gonna talk? Nope. Okay, we'll knock you down and you can come back up later. Great, let's bring up Frost Force. Hello.
Can you buff meteorites?
No,
Oh,
he's a
hell
joker.
no.
It's just troll, just like.
Yeah, I know he is. Alright, great. If anyone doesn't have any more questions, I am more than happy to get back to doing my math work, bro. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's invite
Jabba.
Habjit. I had a
Jabba.
stroke doing it. Oh, he is screen sharing. That's not gonna be. Oh, bro. Okay. Okay, I'm not bringing up. Let's bring back. Oh, Landini requested to speak again. Let's see. Landini. Oh, Jesus.
We've got Nick now.
Bro.
Bring Nick back.
Yes. There you go. Nick is back. What is up?
What are the? Is it going to be like the same gear tiers and like pickaxes as Cosmic?
Can you repeat that?
Is it still going to be like iron, diamond,
Yeah.
gold, that stuff? Okay.
Except we added netherite. We added netherite. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
so? That's after diamond then? Like.
Yeah,
102?
Yeah,
I think it's
that's
102. I think it's 102, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me.
Okay. Okay.
And similar, Blackstone is meant to represent the end game mining, and I believe Blackstone is 103 only, or it's P3 102.
So that's
So-
like amethyst.
It's like Amethyst. Blackstone gives a lot more XP, but you're not really mining Blackstone for the XP. You're mining Blackstone for the extra money because it's very how you make in map 1. Money is going to be a lot more important than, at least in my opinion, for other maps. Because since we don't have PvE, we have a mechanic to trade money to actually be able to get things. So money will have a lot more value. So Blackstone will be the greatest source of getting money, and therefore it's much more important than other maps. But at least for getting rare items. But no, Blackstone, the whole point of it is supposed to be your late game money mining. While most of your high tier mining will be mining in Emerald and Diamond.
Is there going to be netherite pickaxe then too?
There is. I think Netherite Pickaxe is P3.
Only?
I think it's P3. No, I think it's for. I think it's 101 or 102 P3. I'm not 100% sure though. We have it in a spreadsheet. But yeah, it's late game. It's late game.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you out now.
Okay.
And next will be Ares, and then we'll have Landini come back up.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put in my other headphone 1 sec. Is it better now or
It's
the
fun.
same?
It's fun. It's fun. Just ask your question.
Oh, okay, bet. I was wondering, I had 2 questions. Is that okay?
That's fun.
Okay, so, will there be, my second one, I'm just gonna ask you out of order, but, it's like a 2-parter, but, will there be different types of sets for, like, PvP and mining? Like crystals and stuff like that on sets?
So yeah. So we have all the numbers and everything else configured. It's more of a timing issue. So it will 100% ready for map 2 alongside crystals and custom sets, which we will only be having double crystals as the maximum alongside custom sets, and those will all be map 2. Yes.
Okay, bet. And then, the other part of that first question, I was wondering if there's gonna be any, pets and what kinds, if there are.
Map 2, yeah. And we've changed a few, rebalanced a few, and gotten rid of a few. That's the short answer. I actually think we have a post that shows all the pets and sneak peeks, but I could be wrong. We might have made it but not posted it, or we posted it and had to push it to map 2. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
something like that.
Alright, and that was the end of the first question. The second question I had was, like you said, there's not gonna be like, custom weapons. Will there be like any like pay to win options for like gear or like anything like that at all?
So there will be custom set weapons. They're not going to be. What I mean by custom weapons.
The thing we're trying to avoid is pay to win.
Yes.
You know, you shouldn't have to spend money to win the game. You know, that goes against the whole point of running a server. Obviously, you can spend money and have benefits for it, but it's not going to give you that massive advantage over everyone else.
Yes.
So there is going to be sets, but it isn't going to be pay to win.
In the same way, and something that, you know, if we were to eventually add something like glitch swords, they would be something that you'd have to grind for in game rather than pay to win for. I mean, you can grind for it in game and then sell it for pay to win, but something that the main point of getting it would be you'd have to grind for it, not something that you could just buy from the store. Because we want to keep rare things like that meant to be a reward for grinding, not a reward for having a good paycheck. Okay. I'm going to bring up Landini now, if he wants to ask anything now. Thank you for your question. Okay, Landini.
Hello.
Bro is gambling.
No, this is
Bro is watching Execute, bro.
troll guy.
I respect the ethic. I respect it. Next time I should get in here and video me playing poker and losing my life savings. Yes. Yeah, we all love gambling.
We
Gamble
gamble
is
with
love.
your money you
Hello.
donate to us.
Hello.
When is the release?
Soon
We
TM.
don't have a
Soon
release
TM.
date at the moment. We're hoping by mid next week we're going to have the beta out for people that have ranks. That isn't a guarantee. It all just depends on what issues crop up in the meantime. We're at a point now where we're starting to get a few Supernova players on. But again, it all depends on how development progresses. We're not going to release a server if the server isn't in a state where it can be played. I'm sure a lot of other players will agree with that. We don't want to release something for you not to enjoy it. But as I say, the earliest possible time is going to be early next week for the beta. Map 1 release, we're not entirely sure on yet.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's bring up our helper. What is up?
Okay, yeah, Blood Moon Fox was wondering if they asked me to ask you guys about like the command to switch doors and the cooldowns based on rating.
Okay, I don't know this one, so this one's for Liam.
Can you repeat your first question?
His message says, I'm back, you should ask about the doors and the command to switch them out, and if commands will have a cooldown based on rating.
Doors.
So
Doors.
during a raid, obviously you can't change your doors. As soon as the raid is over, you've got, I believe we're going to do like I think it's 30 minutes of where you can't put the doors back in, just to allow the people that have raided to grab the stuff they want to, if you want to fight them off as well. In terms of changing the doors, you don't break them like normal. You go through the cells GUI, which we've shown in the sneak peeks, and you drag and drop the doors in there. There is a few little changes that we've made which I haven't announced yet, but I'm sure even in the sneak peeks or in the beta, you're going to find out what those are in terms of cell doors.
Alright, well, Moon's happy. He said, fuck yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, Hydro is back again.
Is there gonna be like a G roster or like how's rotation gonna work?
Okay, so I mean, if Oleg wants to answer this, since I'm pretty sure he made gangs entirely by itself. But as of now, how it works is the numbers we're sending it to is max per map 1 will be 8 members in a gang. I believe there is a mechanic where if you invite, there's no truces, Nervix, yeah. At least for map 1, where if you invite someone, there's and they log off, there is a certain amount of time they can still join with the invite pending. Might be 15 minutes, it might be like 10 hours, 12 hours. And also, I think that's something we can change actively.
Right now it's 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's 10 minutes, thank you. But it's something that if the players want us to be like, hey, let's have it so that you guys can do cool rotations like that and invite people, we could do that. But also, we do not plan on having gang cooldown. So 8 players you can just switch through very fast. Okay.
Wasn't there a wait? So there's no truce, like
It is 8 gang members, 0 truces for map 1. However, if people want more and they seriously think that we should increase the things, when we're in map 1, we'll sit down with everyone. We plan on having something similar to this to say, okay, hey guys, what do you think we need to change, rebalance, etc.? Because a lot of these things are, really fluid, and we want to see how things play out, and then see what you guys think about them, and we'll reconsider if we don't think it's good. But the reason we like 8, I know a lot of people have been some people are supporting smaller, some people are supporting bigger. The thing is with 8 is I think that it should be pretty easy for you to get a group of 8 people together, while getting a group of 50 or 60 is pretty difficult.
The other
So-
point as well is we don't want massive gangs to run the server. You know, it's one of those where the people that have got more friends are going to be more lucky. I think 8 is a good middle ground in between people not knowing that many people and the bigger gangs that have to sort of split up and you know, do their own things. It just keeps it balanced for all of our players.
Yeah, just imagine a gang of 50 people who will just terrorize the whole server. Like, we don't want that.
Hell no.
Obviously once a player count goes up and we maintain a good amount of players, for example, we might introduce truces or we might increase the amount of people you can have in a gang. It's just for the launch, 8 is what we believe to be a reasonable number.
Yeah,
And
on
again-
level, it's all implemented already, so it's
Yeah,
2 seconds
and
per round
again-
to increase that or decrease that if we need.
And again, something I wish to add here is that we plan on having discussions with you guys frequently to discuss if things like this need to be changed. Probably in settings similar to this. Okay, let's get to the next question. I'm going to bring up Aiko. Hello.
Yeah, y'all should add an auto clicker rule
In what regards? Against or for?
that you can use it.
No.
That's
No.
that's lame.
So here I've heard this argument on Cosmic Prisons, and personally, as someone who has carpal tunnel, I'm more actually in support of this. But the fact is a lot of people don't want to have to install auto clickers. It's a pain in the ass, and there's already a solution to doing something like this, which is just be to cap CPS. But exactly, OP auto clicker. It's something that we don't want to do. It's just simple as that. If
PvP
we
is not
catch
gonna
you using them, we're gonna ban you. But
Yeah, y'all
There's-
should definitely let it happen.
The idea is obviously we're not going to be implementing any sort of 1.9 PvP, but the idea is regardless of how quick you click, the enchants are only going to proc every amount of time anyways. So it really doesn't matter how often you click because the enchants are going to be doing the most damage. So it's all about what attacks you can get in rather than how quickly you can click.
Now, what if I just use my spacebar? Is that allowed?
yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to configure around to do some weird ass jumping. But if you're
Oh, that's
listen, if you're getting like some crazy ass CPS, you might get banned. You might get Shiva'd right now. So, I mean, but no,
also,
we're not using
uh,
Shiva. It's a joke. Listen,
Can we
just
get Ares out of here, by the way?
oh no, okay.
That's fucking weird, bro.
I'm
Yeah, I
moving
think
you
there
down.
is no point in restricting CPS higher than 20. Like, nobody clicks
Yeah,
higher than
yeah,
20.
yeah. Okay. Ask your next question.
Is there like how are you gonna know? Because I know certain people actually like to
So-
abuse
so-
auto clickers, not me.
So
Like,
I'm gonna cut off your question right. I'm gonna cut off your question right there. We can know. We're not gonna tell you how our anti-cheat works. Simple as that. We know.
Yeah,
we
I mean, it's
always know.
It's
We-
not very hard to figure out. Even computationally, it's not hard to figure out.
We are always watching. Trust me. We are always watching. I don't sleep. For those of you who know me, I am always watching. Bro, I'm not gonna. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Does anyone have questions that aren't people who I'm not going to have back up on here? Disable your permission to. There is gambling. We were doing CFs earlier. Nope.
What
Oh,
about admins want to
Nick
speak?
once again.
no. Here, you just sit
So
up.
is there gonna be like Jeb, like that kind of thing?
So eventually, bro. I really want to add. I'm not even sure. We haven't really
What
discussed.
about, what if we do like a roulette table?
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying roulette with Jeb would be a fucking fire. I would love to gamble on Jeb Roulette. The dev just messaged
This
me.
guy in the chat just called me some bad words. Could you please deal with him?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
I really appreciate it.
I got it.
Yeah, let's just ban them.
I just timed him out. He just wanted to vibe with us.
No, I did have a question.
Oh, you did have a question.
Yeah. So, if I get promoted, do I become owner too?
Okay, let's have. Nah, he just wanted to vibe. Okay,
My bad,
let's.
my bad. I'm
let's
playing,
send-
I'm not
okay.
sure. But anyways, I
What's
do
up?
have a question regarding cells. I don't know if you guys are gonna like say
Yeah,
it or not.
go ahead.
With the whole guards, can you guys tell me how your guards are going to be now, or is it just we're gonna know in the
Well,
future?
Can I answer it?
Yeah, because guards
Yeah.
change so much during
So
Cosmic. Basically, like, are we going to be able to put our own armor sets onto our guards to defend ourselves, or are we going to have
I can
guards
explain this
where
one.
there's different enchants on them and you level them out? Okay, thank you.
So I used to play Cosmic back in the day when you could put the armor sets on, and it
Yeah,
was
I did
cool,
too.
but it was very very long winded, which is the problem. So the middle ground that I found, because I think the new version of guards that they had was terrible. The middle ground that I
So
basically
bad.
came up with was you'd still be able to buy the guards as you do, like in the old style, you buy the guards yourself. But the difference is, once you've got the guards in inventory, you need to fill them up with dark matter. Once they're filled up with dark matter, you right click them, you can roll some enchants. Obviously, this is going to change a little bit in the future maps to make it a little bit more fun. And then once that's happened, you need to fill up again to then be able to place the guard in your cell. And same thing with doors, you place it into the GUI, and it'll place it into your cell. You can't do it until you fill it with dark matter. So that basically means you can't then just buy 100 guards from the NPC and just spam enchants till you get the ones you want. It also then creates a big market for guards, especially good guards. So it's sort of that middle ground where it's still a bit of a grind, but it isn't difficult.
All right, thank you.
This is a lot of stuff that is not super easy to explain, but is really, really easy to understand if you just play around with it. So this is just stuff.
I've just seen a question in the chat. So guard name tags aren't in yet, but I think those are going to be a thing.
And,
Okay.
and also another quick question with the enchant system. I haven't played any of you guys' beta or anything. Is it going to be old Cosmic where it is? Hold on, let me tell you. How was it? It was you could make like a level 500 pickaxe, and it would genuinely give you a little efficiency boost the more and more you level it up. Or is it going to be where once you get your enchants, you can't level it up anymore?
So at the minute, you still can level it up past the once you've got all the enchants. It doesn't do anything other than increase the amount of dark matter. So I wouldn't really recommend doing that. There might be some things we can implement in the future, later maps where you get like bonus for leveling up your pickaxe. We don't know yet.
Right.
Alright, I'm going to kick you down now, so we have someone else. Unless you have another question. Okay, let's go to someone who hasn't asked one. Zimty. Alright. Okay. Well, I'm gonna move Sweet down and let Zimty ask his question. Zimty, what is up?
Please don't be an alpha troll.
Okay, we are going to kick you down now. And Sweet Brown, we will bring you back up. Wherever you are, I don't even see you. I'm blind. Where the hell?
He left the stage. Oh no, here he is.
There he is. There you go.
What? Can you drive by?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it good? Or
Yes.
is it like
So villain mechanics work exactly the same as you know them. I mean, it practically plays exactly the same, except for the fact that since we don't have energy enchants and we don't have exec enchants, I believe it's a little bit harder. Guards don't do as much, obviously, but I believe I have not tested. I don't think we actually have tested drive-bys and villain yet. However, it should be a little bit harder to DB for the sole reason you just don't have exec enchants.
okay.
But it should still be possible, and But however, similar to Cosmic Prisons, it should be very difficult to impossible in Redstone. It should be very difficult in Gold and mildly difficult in Diamond.
All right, guys.
Do
I
you know
gotta
if
go.
you'll still get like the
Good luck.
similar like knockback? If you when you drive by on Cosmic, you get like the knockback from the guards that like helped.
It should. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Again, though, the dev who did make the guards just had to drop out. But again, this is stuff that we have to test with, and this is the whole point of the beta. We test the stuff during beta, and if people think, hey, we need to fix it, we need to change it, we'll change it. Right? There are a lot to get to where we want to be. We have to just pretty much. But how this works is you guess numbers originally, and then you test the numbers. And if the numbers are good, you keep them. If the numbers aren't good, you adjust them and you test. It's like making a recipe. It takes a lot of time to get it perfect. So the numbers we have right now, the numbers we think are the good starting point. And if some things need buffs, nerfs, etc., it'll get better over time. That's the whole point where we're doing testing and a beta, is to try and get those numbers to the best place possible before we release.
Oh wait, when is the beta?
Soon.
As I've already said, the earliest possible point is mid next week, but that isn't a guarantee.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have one more question.
Yep.
Wait, what's the top mine again? I don't know.
Gilded Blackstone.
It's better than Emmy?
Yes.
Oh really? Wait, so there's like two unguarded
It is.
mines?
Yes. Emmy and Blackstone.
So how
So
much
okay.
better is Gilded than Emmy?
So let me explain it right here. So we have 3 prestiges: P1, P2, P3. Okay. All the mines, with the exception of copper that gets thrown in there, which changes some of the earlier levels, please. Gilded, Emerald, Diamond are all exactly the same as they were in Cosmic Prisons. Gilded Blackstone is P3 102, so like your last level to maxing out, and is the gap from Emerald to Amethyst, pretty much. It's a pretty big gap.
So
it's
you have
much
to be
better
able
quality.
to like prestige before you can mine.
Yeah, you're not going to touch. However, you don't need a prestige to do Emerald. You do not need a prestige to use Emerald.
Okay.
There's no point since you don't get XP. Yeah. Okay, let's bring up Kelvin.
Cool.
Okay, thank you for your questions. Kelvin? Hello.
Yep. I would just like to say I love Landini. And that is everything, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time. More of a statement. Okay, let's bring up someone who hasn't talked yet.
Oh yeah, I haven't talked yet. Okay, so
No, bro, why the fuck are you bringing up this?
Because
there you go. Bro. Okay, let's bring up Lego. Bro. Yeah, ask in chat, bro. If we think it's important, we'll answer it.
Is Blackstone gonna be like a separate warp, or is it gonna be on the map?
Yeah,
It's a completely separate warp.
No. Let me rephrase this because you misunderstood this question. It is in the overworld.
It is in the overworld.
Yes, it is.
So you can like kite to guards from Blackstone.
Yes.
Okay.
It's tough. So I think it's probably like 1,800 to 2,500 block kite to guarded from Blackstone. So it's not a fun kite. Emerald to guarded is pretty much exact same as Prisons was, as you've definitely done before, and I know you have. Blackstone's pretty far. It's pretty far. However, Blackstone makes much more money than Emerald, so the hope that it's far away from guards will lead to a lot of PvP, since owning Blackstone will be a huge thing for trying to get G-Top and win the Bycraft prizes. If you don't have any other questions, I'm going to kick you down now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, great. Okay, you want to bring someone else up now, Pirate? You can. I'm going to bring him up.
Hello? So my last question is just...
Nice. That's a great question. Can we give a round of applause for Sweet Brown's phenomenal question?
That would be it.
No, his question was screeching into the mic. Phenomenal. I'm giving up Aries.
Hello.
Hello.
I was eating, but I had a question. Are we gonna have Jeb this for the
Map
server?
2. Map 2. Oh, yeah, later on maps. Sorry. This is true. Apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick beta is basically just a test.
The idea as well is so the whole reason Cosmic had the planets in the first place was that back in 1.8 servers couldn't support as many players. We can support a lot more players on 1.19. You know, moving on to 1.20 when we do eventually. If it comes to a point where we need more than one, let's say, planet or whatever we decide to call it, then we'll figure that out at the time. But the idea is one that we want to keep all the players in one central location, makes it much more fun for every single player. There's more people to trade with. There's more cells. You know, there's more PvP. There's more people mining. But yeah, going back to the original point is, so we can only develop between maps. So all these big features that we're talking about, it might not be map 2, it might not be map 3, it might be map 4. The issue is because we don't have that downtime like Cosmic did between maps. We can't just continue developing when a season's over. We've got to get it all done during that map's progression. We want to keep the downtime small as well, so we don't have that extra time available. We will try and get things in where we can, but it isn't always going to be possible.
Yeah, I get that. I also was wondering if there's gonna be slot jackpots like Cosmic had. Okay.
I agree.
Okay, perfect. Thank you
for
guys.
Got someone in the chat there asking about.
Yeah, I bring up Mick Rudd. Yeah, I invite you to speak. Hello. Yeah, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Is there any
Awesome.
further questions?
If not, I already answered all of them. Yes.
I have a question.
What is your question?
How is the like the level cap gonna work? Like how like roughly like throughout the map one is gonna be.
There isn't a level cap. We're trying to make it as balanced as possible to where you can't just grind for a day and reach max prestige.
However, it might be something that we add in future maps.
Okay.
It all depends really. If we can get it balanced enough to where we don't need a level cap. You think the whole reason Cosmic had a level cap was that everything was unbalanced. You could get to a really high level pretty quickly. We don't want that. You know, you should have to grind to get to those points. So if we can avoid a level cap, we will. If we can't avoid it, then we'll figure something out at that point.
Okay, great.
And then the auction house. Do you guys have that like sorted as like Cosmic had it? Okay.
Yes.
It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough.
Alright, great. If no one else has any other questions, I'm gonna go jump off a bridge now. Yes. You wanna join me?
Can you record it?
Huh? If doesn't want to talk, doesn't have a question. Oh god.
The only thing I want to make clear, sorry, before you ask your question, is so we are sort of in the alpha testing stages right now. As I said earlier, we had a few Supernova players on earlier. If you basically the point I want to make is if you want to get on in this alpha, you're going to need Supernova. If you don't want to get on anytime soon, then you can wait for the beta, but you're going to need a rank. And if you don't have a rank, you're not going to be able to play until map 1.
Can I get on? I'm Nova rank.
Yes, it's eventually.
Oh.
Eventually. Okay.
Yeah. Is there going to be a PvP sneak peek?
There will be eventually.
Alright, great. Next question. Let's bring up Andrew as the boss. Wait, you press? Okay, I didn't press it. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'll bring up Andrew. Oh, bro, who invites sent? Oh man. Andrew, hello.
Hey. So what does my rank count as?
Well, you just talk. We'll have to talk to you about that later. That's not a question for this. That's a question for we have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring up Noob. I'll explain to you later. It's something that we have to do with his ticket. It's complicated.
Okay, so understanding that you guys obviously are saying you're not going to be pay to win, whatever. Do you guys have an idea of what you're going to be selling? Let's say a Start of the World crate for or something?
Yes. Oh, wait, the price?
Yeah, is it going to be like $20 or is it going to be like Cosmic where it's like $60 but it's decently a good boost?
So, yeah. Well, we're not. I'm going to be honest. It's something that we're just going to have to see. If people don't like the prices, we don't mind lowering them. But you understand that we need to make money to keep the server up and going.
I
And
understand, and I was recently
great developers.
in a big beta, the Akuma one actually, and I was talking to the owner, like Meat or whatever, and like I've never even talked to him before in my life, but hearing his voice and hearing the way he talks about the server just throws it off for me, because he's like he's making decisions based off the players or whatever, but at the same time, even if it breaks the game, he says basically if more players want it, he doesn't care and he gives it to them. There was a broken enchant on Skyblock. I reported it. He DM'd me about 2 hours later and was like, "Hey, I disabled it. I'm gonna fix it. Will you help me test?" I test it, whatever. He releases the fix, right? Not even 5 minutes go by, and everyone's bitching about it in chat, and he just reverted it and didn't fix it. Another thing, the crate he was building, he asked all of us like, "Oh, what do you want in the crate? What do you want? You know, it's $20." That just don't break it, man. Please.
That's the so That's the whole idea behind the community enchant suggestions. So in the rules, in the suggestions, it quite clearly states, do not suggest enchants that are too overpowered or too weak. So it keeps it balanced. Obviously, we're not going to put in stuff which is game breaking or is unfair or unbalanced. So as much as we're going to listen to community feedback, obviously, if 500 people are telling us, oh, you know, I want the top rank for $1, or I want this enchant which, you know, breaks every single block in the mine, it's not going to happen.
I have a question.
Bruh.
So, what is the slot bot loot table looking like?
Complicated.
Oh, is it going to be worth?
That's a very difficult question to answer.
That's probably a very,
So-
very subjective question.
Yeah. So I can't say yes or no, but that's something that's also, you know, like how slots go between
Subject to
maps.
change.
Yeah, it's, you know, map 1 obviously, you know, if you compare slots from a higher map to an earlier map, the higher map slots are more powerful because the loot tables are better, etc. And I can only imagine that'd be a very similar thing here. But I mean, the whole point of slots is slots are supposed to be a way to get, you know, more items into the economy. And in map 1, when there aren't a ton of unique items, there aren't really custom sets, there aren't pets, the amount of items to put in the table is lessened. And therefore, technically by definition, slots are worse. But it doesn't mean the slot table is by definition bad. Do you understand what I mean by that? It's a really complicated to answer a question like that. So it really just depends on what you consider to be good, and it's not something I can just tell you it's going to be good or bad. We'll try to make it good, but we can't straight up say, oh, this is, you know.
Because there's none of that like custom stuff. Map 1.
Well, you know there is custom stuff. You misunderstand. It's that putting a definition. My definition of good compared to your definition of good is very different. Right.
So instead of like armor shit, it's gonna be like a lot of mining stuff.
Probably.
I'm assuming.
We have a slot table that has not been updated in a bit that I need to update. It's on my to-do list, and you know, we just gotta figure it out. It will not be as strong as it will be in future maps, right?
Okay.
But it's not going to be bad. I just can't say it's going to be good because I'll think it's good. I'm the one making it. You might not think it's good, right? Yeah. Thank you for explaining that, Downs.
The other thing as well with the slot bots and stuff like that is, you know, we've got a massive priority on balancing. We don't want you to be able to just get like, you know, 10 slot bots and, you know, you've gone past someone that's been mining for 16 hours. It's, you know, we want it as balanced as possible. Obviously, you're going to be able to get, you know, some quite good stuff from it, but it's also still going to be a grind. And it's a massive focus I want to put on it is you can't just, you know, win your way through the game. You've got to play.
Alright. I'm gonna knock you down. Okay, so there is no drinking XP map 1. Just gonna stop in there right now. There might be in the future. As of now, we don't have drinking XP. Okay. If anyone else does not have any, you know, questions, I think we're gonna end it here, since we all have things to do. Okay. Aries will be the last question. There you go.
Hello, guys. I just had a quick one. I was wondering if there's like any specific PvP zones, like if there's LMS, Koth, or anything that you guys can
There is
share.
Koth. There is Koth, map 1. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you for attending. Great. And hopefully we'll see some of you guys on the server soon. Great. Adios, everyone.